Matthew chapter 7 says, judge not that you might not be judged. And then the passage we quoted says, if you would judge yourself. Is there contradiction there? Jesus also said with his mouth, judge righteous judgment. So he simply was saying, do not judge unrighteous judgment. So the full story in Matthew 7 is, judge not that you not be judged. For with the same judgment you judge, you will be judged. Why do you, with a log of wood in your eye, a whole tree trunk in your eye, go to remove the speck, a tiny splinter, very small, in your brother's eye? What is the last line? First of all, remove the log of wood in your eye so you can see clearly, and remove the speck in her own. So what was Jesus saying? Every time we must read our Bible in, you can't read one verse and run off. I told you the Bible was not written in verses. Human beings added it. Simply, don't go around judging people and saying you are guilty. Don't condemn them and say, God has nothing to do with your type, when you are guilty of the thing you're saying to, because that's how God will have nothing to do with you. That's what the Pharisees used to do. Stone her, stone her. We caught her in the very act. Jesus says, he of you that has not committed sins, stone her first. You see the problem? The people were hypocrites, acting like they are sinless. Hypocrisy is not you telling someone this is wrong. No, you can't do this. You shouldn't do this. Hypocrisy is you actively doing it while telling people don't do it. Holding this mic, telling them face to face, because your people expect it of you, and you say, can you imagine all these people? It's when people are talking and speaking against something. There can be three here speaking against something, and they are not wrong, and one person puts their mouth and that person is wrong. God is unhappy with one, and the other two he doesn't mind, because these other two are not doing it. They know it is wrong, and they are pointing out this is wrong. People shouldn't do this. Why should someone sing this kind of song? Why should someone dress like this? Half naked. This is a stumbling block. And then you, God knows that when you're not at home with those your siblings or your parents, as they are talking, you put your mouth. Do you understand? And they turn to you and say, first daughter, are you seeing? Do they dress like this in your own school? And you go like, people try, and you're shrugging and going, God forbid. People are crazy. People do very stupid things. But you know that you have the same kind of clothes and you dress like that. Do you get? That's the kind of person God said, don't judge. Don't say anything. When they start showing that thing, just leave the place. You're already guilty, but you're not as guilty as the one that puts the mouth, judges it, and is guilty. First, you have to stop doing it and say, I will not do this again. God forgive me. Then you can open your mouth and say, yes, so it's wrong, go. Okay? Alright, but even in all of that, it has to do with your state of heart. What I've just said, some people take it to the extreme and say, that means as long as I see someone doing something I do, I can never say anything, or something I stumble. Don't mix this up with something that someone stumbles into. So someone sometimes has lied and is saying, I'll never tell someone, let's go and meet the lecturer and beg. And he says, when we go, we are going to lie and say this happened. You say, no, I won't. And the person says, hey, are you acting like you have never lied? Don't you lie sometimes? What about 3 months ago, that time you lied? I am not saying you should say it's true, Sha. I cannot judge you. And you go and lie. You have just added another iniquity upon your long list of iniquities. No, if you say that, I'll open my mouth and say it's a lie. Don't lie. Or I'll not go with you. Go and do your own, I'll go my own. Me, I want God to help me, I won't lie. Does it mean you may never lie again? You may lie again, but that's not what that passage is saying. Judge not. You're not judging him, you're telling him, hey, we shouldn't do this, and we won't do it. doesn't mean that because I've done it before, or I sometimes fall and do it, it means I should do it. No. I may get weak in the future. I'm afraid, and I lie again. It doesn't mean I have no right when I am seen to say, let's not do it. I won't do it. I refuse it. Do you understand what I've just said?